Hey everybody, it's Matt. Today I'm taking a look at the Logitech Yeti GX microphone, now available at Best Buy and online at bestbuy.ca. Within this review, you'll see some standalone tests in a couple environments, and then I'll do a comparison test between my Yeti Blue X and my trusty old Yeti Blue Pro that I've had for about a decade. Upon unboxing the Logitech Yeti GX, I immediately see things I like and don't like. Aesthetically, I like the smaller size and footprint this has on my desk. I like the fact that it comes with its own little windscreen, as the previous Blue microphones I own required me to screw in a plosive or pop filter for recording. I really like the USB-C connection that just snaps in and stays there, because the two Blue mics I own are a little older, and the micro USB outs they haven't been the most reliable. No 3.5mm aux plug for headphones though, if you like to use it at the bottom of your mics. Inside the box is the mic, screw-on desktop base with foam underlay, USB-A to C cable, and a little screw that allows you to hook this up to a boom arm if you intend to use this mic while you're streaming, for example. You'll also get a Streamlabs Ultra trial offer. The base and the arm are made of plastic, which I'm not super crazy about, but it's done to maintain carbon neutrality, and honestly, it's not a beast weight-wise like my Yeti Blue Pro ends up being as a result. It's a pretty straightforward recording experience. Unlike some of the other Yeti Blue microphones out there aren't any polar pattern recording options. The Yeti X, for example, gives you some flexibility between cardioid, bidirectional, omnidirectional, and stereo recording. The GX doesn't. You speak into the top of the mic, it catches what you're saying. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So I've spent a lot of time talking about what the mic looks like. Really sleek, lightweight, cool flashy colors, but doesn't mean anything if it doesn't sound very good. So I'm going to run some sound tests. We're going to go standalone on this, and then I'm going to benchmark it against a Yeti Blue X and my trusty old Yeti Blue Pro. Let's get to it. Throughout the course of this blog, I'll be using Audacity to record all the voice clips you hear for this entire video, regardless of microphone. I'm going to start with a pretty straightforward record in my home office space on the far side of my kitchen. No software downloaded, just a straight plug and play. The space is pretty wide open, so you might hear a bit of an echo. If this also picks up background noise, my daughter is playing Rock Band with her friends in the living room, and I have the dishwasher running too. Sound good? Let's move over into that Logitech software now. Now I've downloaded the software, I have updated the mic's firmware. We're going to test a couple things out here. First of all, there's a gain switch that slides up and down. It looks almost like a little scrolling mouse wheel, and you can adjust your gain on the fly and decrease it, or you can increase it up to where you'd like to have it. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to move a little bit closer, and we're going to test the plosives with this windscreen in place. So Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And I can see on my screen that things are really loud. There's probably really loud plosives. So I'm going to sit back maybe about a foot. Yeah, I'd say about 6 inches away to a foot. And I think this is probably the perfect recording distance. The last test in this big room is with Blue Voice on. Blue Voice is basically a digital cleanup on the fly and allows you to do things like reduce popping and reduce noise, along with create a series of presets depending on whether you're broadcasting off your desk like I am or on a boom arm. You can also select different presets for more bass or different reading styles. I'd say this sounds 100% better with Blue Voice on. Alright, let's go record in a more confined setting, and I bet it's going to sound way different. Before we do though, let's talk about the features on the mic itself now that we've downloaded the accompanying app. To utilize all the good features of the microphone, you'll have to download the Logitech G Hub. It's a free download and registration's optional, but this will let you do funky things with the light colors on the mic, but more importantly, gives you access to that gain switch I showed off in the last audio demo, and will help you use predetermined presets as well as better signal cleanup. What this will do for you streamers is give you a cleaner audio output with no clipping, and to be honest, all the recording just sounds a heck of a lot better too. Now I'm recording in a smaller space with the Yeti GX with Blue Voice off. This is a much better recording space, and you're not likely to hear as much echo or background noise, and again, no other bells or whistles attached to this recording. This is now me recording with the Yeti GX and Blue Voice turned on with my standard preset. I've also turned on background noise canceling as well as depopping. As much as I think it helps having that sponge windscreen over top, having a little bit of extra help, well, it never hurts. One thing I'm going to do is pick up and rotate this mic clockwise so you can hear how I sound as my voice trails a bit farther away from the center of the recording area. Once again, keep in mind that there aren't any polar pattern options on this microphone, so best results come from facing and speaking into it directly or slightly off center. Alright, we're going to do some comparisons now between this microphone and my other microphones. So we're going to be comparing the Logitech Yeti GX to a Yeti Blue X, which also has Blue Voice technology, and my decade-old Yeti Blue Pro, which, well, it's before all that technology and also predates when Logitech bought Blue. So it's kind of what you see is what you record and so on. This is me recording using a Blue Yeti X in a big room without Blue Voice on, and I'm about a foot away from the microphone. All I've done is change my recording volume and input so it's not too loud or too quiet. This is now me recording using a Blue Yeti X in that same big room with Blue Voice on. I'm still about a foot away from the microphone, and this time I've done a few things like turn on noise reduction and the deep popper. I still have a pop filter screwed into the bottom like I did with the last recording though. This is me recording using a Blue Yeti X in my normal recording space with Blue Voice off, and I'm about a foot away from the microphone. All I've done is change my recording volume and input so it isn't too loud or too quiet. This is now me recording using a Blue Yeti X in that same space with Blue Voice on. I'm still about a foot away from the microphone, and this time I've done a few things like turn on noise reduction and the deep popper, but I still have a pop filter screwed in from the bottom like I did with the first recording. This is now me recording in a big room on my trusty old Blue Yeti Pro that I've been using for the last decade. I'm sitting about a foot away. I've had this mic since way before Logitech bought Blue, so there's no fancy bells and whistles here. What you hear is what you get. This is the microphone that I've been using for the majority of my Best Buy blogs for the last 10 years. This is now me re-recording in the small room on my trusty old Blue Yeti Pro that I've been using for the last decade. Again, I've had this mic since way before Logitech bought Blue, so there's no fancy bells or whistles. What you hear is what you get. This is the microphone that I've been using for the majority of my Best Buy blogs for the last 10 years. So how did that benchmark testing go, you think? Well, to my old ears, I would say that the GX did pretty well. I don't know that it's as good as the Yeti Pro, but it was definitely every bit as good as the Yeti X when you consider the Blue Voice added on. If you separate it as a standalone, I'd say that this one might finish a little bit below the other two, but at the same time, I don't think it's that much of a difference. So my final thoughts on this microphone. It's good for what it is. If you're going to be using it primarily for streaming, it's a great option. It's really lightweight, as I said. Good options with Blue Voice. It sounds great. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more flexible, a lot more recording options, recording types, maybe you want to do a podcast with all of your friends and center this right in the middle, this isn't really the microphone for that. You probably want something more like the Yeti Blue X, which is kind of in the same price range, and it has a lot more recording options, and it also has Blue Voice included, as you saw in the review. But otherwise, this is good for what it is. It's the new generation of Yeti mics. This is Logitech Yeti GX, now available at Best Buy and online at bestbuy.ca. Thanks for watching this review. My name is Matt. Please subscribe to our channel for more video reviews like this, and we'll see you next time.